Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind, our preseason rankings video brought to you by Tab Bank. All right, today's video, we're going to talk 15 through 11. Coming in at number 15 in our preseason top 25 poll here on KSL Sports Rewind is the Provo Bulldogs.
Man, Provo came out of nowhere last year, and they just stayed at the top of the rankings week in and week out. Felt like they were being disrespected each week. Nobody's going to be surprised by Provo this year. This is a very good team. I love the DeMartinis. I mean, when you look at Crew DeMartini, who has 9 picks, and then you look at Griffin DeMartini, who has 9 sacks, that's a pretty productive family. The DeMartinis are back. They are going to anchor that defense. They do a lot offensively as well. Provo's got a lot of weapons at their disposal.
They do, and look, you talk about being a fan of DeMartini's. I'm a fan of Garrett Gorchard, quarterback coming back for this group, and this is the Provo offense. They put up a lot of points last year, and they graduated some kids, but you got your quarterback back and a prolific offense. You talk about the athleticism of the DeMartinis. This is going to be a really good Provo team. How about the job Coach Chambers has done there? Just phenomenal. I mean, like Provo, they're preseason top 5 in their classification. Like, heck of a job, Coach Chambers. Congratulations. Keep it up. Provo's going to be a team to keep an eye on. Let's move to number 14. And Jeff, I don't know if you know this. Here's a little introduction.
Okay.
ALTA. We'll get him there. HAWK, the old Alta Hawk chant. Alta coming in at 14.
Alta. They had so much talent last year. The question was, can they play for 4 quarters? And they struggled. They had halves that they looked like one of the best teams in the state. Yeah. And then they had halves that was, whoa, this is really concerning from Alta. A lot of that team comes back.
A lot of them come back.
Tucker Brown at quarterback. That's huge. I want to just list off some names here. I've got 5 names written down, Dane. You've got Evan Morton, Trevin Fabrizio, Bear Turner, Bennett Coster, and Cole Albrecht. That would have been the 5 names that you would have highlighted last year.
Yep.
They're all back. This Alta team has the pieces to make the run that, frankly, we thought they might make last year. They're all back again this year.
It was a group last year that they had a lot of players leave with coaching changes. And look, they played youth, believing that youth, they could build upon it, get a foundation in place. With all the pieces coming back, I think this year we expect Alta to look really, really good. And they competed in a lot of those games last year. The record may not have been super impressive for the football team, but they were in so many of those games. And I think you'll see a big step from Alta. All right, let's move to 13, shall we? The Fremont Silverwolves, Jeff, dropping from 6A to 5A with realignment. Fremont coming in at 13.
Well, and you have a really good Fremont team that made some noise last year, and they bring back the #1 player in the state of Utah, Celesi Moa. He can do a little bit of everything. He's going to play safety. He's going to play some linebacker. He's going to play on offense as a wide receiver. They'll probably find ways to get him the ball out of the backfield, too. Yeah. He does a little bit of everything. But this team, to me, comes down to the play of Manasseh Tuatagaloa at quarterback. Coach Tuatagaloa's son, Manasseh. It's a great Gus Johnson name, by the way. Manasseh Tuatagaloa. Sounds a little bit like Gilbert Godfrey when I say it out loud, but it's a great Gus Johnson name. The way that he goes, I think this Fremont team goes.
We just need to find a really awkward nickname for him that's a car, right? Like Maserati Marv. I never really got that, right? Yeah. But Tuatagaloa, look, this is a young man. Again, he's got an opportunity to take a big step forward this year. He had some games last year that were phenomenal, and then he had some games he'd love to have back, right? But this is a chance for him to continue to grow and develop, and I love what you're talking about with him and Moa. Another name to watch out for there, Slade Parker. I mean, this is going to be a young man that he's going to be a top target in this offense. Fremont's going to score. So you're going to have to outscore Fremont if you want to beat him this year. We had Coach Tuatagaloa on with us for the playoffs last year. Absolutely love what he's building there, his principles, foundation. Fremont, good to see Fremont football back. They were struggling there for a while, but future looks bright for the Fremont Silverwolves coming in at 13. All right, number 12. Well, we're in 4A. How about Skyview? The Bobcats coming in our preseason ranking at number 12.
Going back up north, Cache Valley football is going to be great this year at Skyview. Bringing back Jack Clark at quarterback, that's huge. Bringing back Xander Stokes at running back, that's huge. This Skyview team was another team that kind of surprised us a little bit last year. They've got the pieces to be really, really good once again. And Coach Alder has done such a great job quickly with that Skyview program. Remember, this Skyview team offensively, they went toe-to-toe against a loaded Orem team last year.
Beat them.
And they won.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a shootout. It was crazy. With Jack Clark coming back, I think that this offense is going to be very, very good. Can they slow anybody down defensively? I look at Cetili Palmer. That's going to be a big piece of the defensive equation for Coach Alder, but that's the question mark that I have with the Bobcats right now.
Look, Coach Alder, his teams are typically very good defensively.
Yeah.
They don't have to have a bunch of 4 or 5-star guys for them to be a difficult team to match up with. I love the offense piece. They come back. We talk about that showdown with Orem. Skyview. Are going to be good.
Fun team.
All right, let's go to number 11. Our last team here in this group of 5 coming in at number 11. Another team that graduated quite a bit of offense, the Brighton Bengals.
Yeah, Coach Satera. I mean, have your flowers. He's done such a great job with that program. Casey Satera has the Brighton Bengals, whether they have star power or not, he has them ready to play every year. I mean, it seems like Brighton is right there every year. So when you get up this high in the rankings, when you get up to number 11, you really start splitting hairs between 9 and 10 and 11. I look at Brighton this year. They had 3 defensive linemen last year, Dane, who combined for 65 tackles for loss. Oh, they're all gone. That was a big part of how that Brighton team won. They bring back a quarterback of Rice Palapoy. I love Slade Taylor. So they've got pieces, but that's a big piece of how they won last year is that defensive line, and that's a lot of production that's gone.
It is. Matheson comes back, right? So he's got some experience. He's one of their big contributors up front for them, really on both sides, I think, right? Did he play tight end? I don't remember. Could be wrong. Dax, my bad. But look, certainly contributes on the defensive side of the football. This was a Brighton team that last year, they were down to like their 3rd, 4th string quarterback some weeks, and they're going to see the fruits of that this year. Palapoy comes back, running the show at quarterback this year, got some experience last year. His ability to mature in the offense will be really pivotal for this Brighton team. They graduated, an 1,800-yard rusher, I think it was, off the group last year. So that's going to be a big piece they're going to have to replace, that offensive line as well. But Coach Casey Satera, he came right into Brighton and turned that program from 500 program to a team that's winning 8, 9, 10 games immediately. There's a lot of trust and confidence in what he's building and doing at Brighton. And look, it's okay to not have all the pieces really identified to people on the outside. He knows what he's doing. His team knows what he's doing. He's rebuilding that culture, has rebuilt that culture.
Absolutely.
Proud on defense. They run the football. Expect the same thing from Brighton this year, and excited to see the maturation of Palapoy. Still think Brighton's going to be really, really tough in a difficult region. It's going to be the meat of the region. I think it's region 6, I believe. Still getting all that in the head correctly, but it's a loaded region, but that Brighton team's going to be they're going to play Brighton football under Coach Satera, which is a winning formula.
Well, and I think that's what it is, right? Brighton football has expectations. Like that program is a very proud program, and Casey Satera has brought those expectations back.
He sure has.
They'll be right there.
Sure has. There you go, 15 through 11 in our preseason top 25. Come back, check us out tomorrow. We'll release. We got a few outsiders, teams to keep an eye on. They didn't make our top 25, but teams to keep an eye on this year that we expect a lot of noise from. Come back on KSLSports.com tomorrow for our outside the top 25. 5 teams to watch right here on KSLSports.com, presented by Tab Bank.